This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And you know what? There's no beating the value of an All-Star Vacation Home. I mean, you're going to have an awesome house where it's literally a house, your own house, lots of great amenities, and for a fraction of the price of a Disney World type amenity, if you try to even compare the two, nothing exists anyway. Check them out online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, July 30th, 2010, and it's episode 753 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. And Len, joining me on today's show, of course, is Len Tess, the co-author of the Official Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, I was just seeing a tweet from Hines Ward, your boy, and he wrote, 1 week till training camp, here we go, Steelers, here we go. Are you kidding me? Training camp is beginning already?
You know, I look forward to training camp like I look forward to Christmas, dude. To me, it's like, okay, well, it signals the return of fall in a sense of normalcy to American life. It gives you something to do on my weekends. By the way, I'd like to wish happy birthday to my twin sister Linda and and our developer Henry. Happy birthday, guys! Woo!
You have the same birthday. You have the same birthday as Henry?
I know, isn't it great?
It's creepy.
It's fate that we met. Yeah, so it's the best day to be born, August 1st. Woo!
Happy birthday, Lon.
Thank you.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
People have been dreaming about the future for years, Len.
People have been
Horizon.
Right. Wow.
Shiny and new.
Okay, no singing.
Well, we're still on vacation, but we're going to answer your listener questions, but with a twist. You see, when I was gone and Newell was answering questions, he chose emails that were brand new. When I choose emails, they're usually from the end of the oldest emails we have. So today, we're going in the middle. So all you people that send in emails in April of 2010, it's your lucky day because you're getting your emails read. Still probably late, though. First email today is from Kevin Rhodes of Nashua, New Hampshire. And he says, hey, Mike, hi, neighbor. Used to work with someone who worked with you at Compaq. Interesting. Anyway, he writes, my wife and I took the horseback trail ride in 2008 for Wilderness, and on the ride, I asked if we could see the lawnmower tree. The trail guide said that the tree had gotten disease and was cut down.
Oh.
No, it's still there. I saw it in January.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that guy you worked with, his friend, doesn't know what he's talking about.
When was the... yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Well, maybe the tree may have been cut down, but the lawnmower's still there. The lawnmower tree...
So wait, hold on. What? Explain what the lawnmower tree is.
Well, there's a story about how there was this lawnmower that was left somewhere when Fort Wilderness was being built, and this tree grew around it. So if you come from the dock, come off the boat, you walk up and just, I'd say about 50 yards, no, maybe a little bit less, maybe 40 yards from Pioneer Hall on the right-hand side, where the fence begins. If you look in the corner, there's a plaque that talks about the lawnmower tree, and looks like there's a lawnmower built into a tree stump.
That's lawnmower awesome. Blade.
Lawnmower blade, I guess.
Yeah. It's probably a terrible pruning accident, but
some sort of Edward Scissorhands freak thing.
But to Disney's credit, they made a kind of like a little cult thing out of it. So
that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Next email is from Val from Dallas, Texas. Whereas I'm going to be in the world in August with a family of 10. I think I'll answer this question now, not in
Wow.
We intend to
would have an angry mob after us at that point.
Right. We intend to use the Give a Day, Get a Disney Day Fast Pass Special Exchange cards that let you choose 3 A-level or Donald rides and 3 B-level or Daisy rides in any park. Not quite a Dream Fast Pass, but pretty close. And we get 6 cards among us. Mm-hmm. Which park would you use them in?
We answered this question a couple times, once on a live show. I think we all agreed the Magic Kingdom was the best bet because of the selection of attractions that you got. You had more headliners that you could choose from.
Yeah, makes sense.
So remember how it works. You get 3. Yeah, you get 3 in the Donald. You get 3 in the Daisy. Why is Daisy the second class citizen? Doesn't make sense.
It's actually sexist if you think about it. It's assuming that the women will not ride as intense rides as the men.
Yeah, I mean, again, they could have just gone, I don't know, ducks and mice and been less offensive.
There you go. I had my fist up when I said that, by the way.
Fight to power, man.
That's right. Next email is from Steve Knutson from Long Valley, New Jersey. Sten is pronounced like Sven, but with a T instead of a V. Sten, I said it right.
Sten.
Yeah. I'm thinking of taking our family on a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise on Disney's Magic in spring 2011. The question is, what's the likelihood Disney will come out with some terrific discount for their cruise line? Let me continue laughing here.
Oh, Sten. Yeah, it's just sad. They don't discount their cruises, do they?
No, in fact, they're overpriced because it's Disney difference. Their cruises are much more expensive than their competitors like Royal Caribbean or Norwegian. So good luck with that discount because it ain't happening.
That's a shame.
Good. Well, sorry we couldn't help you out, Sten, but book early. That's the best thing with cruises. The earlier you book with Disney, it's the best deal you're going to get. That's what
True. It is actually the best advice.
Next email is from Derek Chapman, who writes, Marvelous Matt Hochberg, Magical Mike Newell, Miraculous Mike Scopa, and Enlightening Len Testa. Technically, that was an E, by the way. Enlightening Len? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, nice.
Very short question. Is Bob Jackson the voice of Sunny Eclipse? I think the voices sound very much alike. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
I don't know.
They both have that. When Bob is singing, like really regaling singing, he does a deep voice. He does sound a little bit like Sunny Eclipse, but Sunny Eclipse was recorded back in the 60s, 70s? Yeah.
60s, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to say no. Next email is from Marlon Yoder of Holmesville, Ohio. What is that, anywhere near your old stomping grounds of Youngstown, Ohio?
I don't know where Holmesville is.
Yeah, they're plonkers over there, Lon. Pay no attention.
That's what I hear anyway.
After listening to episode 701 about River Country, I was looking at where it was located using Google Maps, and I noticed a restaurant I had not heard of before. If you zoom in the Seven Seas Lagoon, there's an island close to the Grand Floridian that has a restaurant called Los Generales Mexican Grill and Bar. Is that a mistake on the map, or did such a place exist? I've seen that. It's a mistake. That exists in off John Young Parkway.
So funny.
Yeah, that's funny. No, it never existed.
That's gonna be the inside joke for the podcast now. Where are you going for lunch?
Los Generales in Mexico.
Go to the island. Yeah, that's awesome.
Next email is from Rachel Anthony, who writes, your response to a listener question brought this to mind. During our last trip to the world, my husband and I took our daughters on the Tomorrowland Speedway. He took our 4-year-old daughter, and I took our 2-year-old daughter. He read the signs, got in the driver's seat, and put the 4-year-old in the passenger seat. I didn't read the signs, put the 2-year-old in the driver's seat, got in the passenger seat, and proceeded to let her steer the car while I worked the gas pedal. She did a great job. Not only did the cast member not say anything about the height requirement, he gave my 2-year-old one of those honorary driver's licenses. I didn't realize I had possibly broken a rule until we exited the ride, and my 4-year-old was so upset because she didn't get to drive when her sister did, and my husband showed me the signs. So here's the question. I presume the requirement is for safety. My husband interpreted the sign to mean that our older daughter was obviously not allowed to touch the steering wheel. Obviously, I didn't have a clue about the requirements when getting on the ride, other than making sure that my younger daughter was tall enough to get on the ride at all. I saw that sign. But I assumed it was safe for her to drive. And now that I've read the sign, I interpret that it must be 54 inches to drive solo. So who's right? If my husband was right, why did the cast member who checked the seatbelts hand my daughter, my 2-year-old, the driver's license say anything to me?
Don't know.
So obviously this is one of those rules that isn't, it's 54 inches to drive, by the way. And I think that's so they can reach the pedals, number one. Number two, understand the instructions about not running into the other cars. So it's a safety thing. That being said, my sense is that you're probably not the first parent to sit in the passenger seat and work the pedals and help steer. Right. And the cast member probably knows that. So
Well, here, go ahead. I was just saying, on Learsnet, it says there's a height requirement at this attraction. You must be 54 inches minimum to drive alone. Shorter children,
exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
Shorter children, minimum 32 inches, maybe passengers.
And then that's what I think it is. It's the 54 inches, and you can. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you were right. Your husband was wrong. Bottom line. Next email is from Brenton, New Hampshire. Cousin Mickey doesn't talk about on the boards. Fun monkey on touring plans. So that's like a double hoorah. I had to laugh listening to all of you complain about camping in the cold during Tent Fest. You are a bunch of girly men. Some of us do that for fun. A few years back, my friends and I had the brilliant idea of camping at an elevation of 3,500 feet in the White Mountains in November. We slept in an open-faced shelter. It was 30 when we went to sleep, and it dropped to 15 by the time we woke up. We wore all of our clothes to sleep. I forgot to put my boots in my sleeping bag, so they were frozen solid by the time I put them on in the morning. To add insult to injury, it snowed as we hiked out. At least no one died or got frostbitten. Maybe my brain froze because I remember that being fun. It was not fun that night, dude. I mean, Len, you were there. It was not fun.
No, it wasn't at all.
Yeah. Next email is from Nicole, who writes, I was sitting here listening to your podcast. We're going to the Mouse soon, by the time you read this, most likely. Actually, you're right, so soon. Sorry, Nicole. Welcome back. My husband and I have a 7-year-old this trip, which will be his third trip to the Mouse house. We go over the rules every time, and the rules are enforced throughout the year. The rules we have in our house are the same as the ones we have on vacation. I think when people go on vacation, especially at Disney, they think that it's the happiest place on earth, that it is also the safest place on earth. But the safest way to protect our children and our families is to start at home and let the kids know what the rules are from the start. We're probably even more intense on explain to our son why we expect him to do as we say the first time around. Safety is a priority, and when we are safe, we get to have fun. Just a simple example that parents can enforce discipline at Disney is, our last trip, our son found his nose in the corner at Frontierland in the Magic Kingdom. Another family walked by and snickered, and the mother said to us, yes, our kids had happened that too. The kids were there with them, and I'm guessing that they were in their late teens, early 20s. I felt better having a parent that has been there with a simple comment supporting me. I knew I was right, and after the fact, we went on our way and we had a safer, happier day too. Just want to thank you for addressing the safety issue. Parents, please watch your children. They are our treasures. Taking them to the happiest place on earth is a joy, is a treasure that can be shared for generations.
Great. That's a good, nice little email. Good.
Thank you, Nicole. Next email is from Tom Reck of New Hope, Minnesota. I hope this question I'm sure this question has been asked 1,000 times so far, so I'm sorry. My question is this, though. Of the premium dining restaurants shows, the ones that use 2 dining credits on the dining plan, can you tell me which ones? Can you tell me the ones that do and do not allow children, and if they do?
Whoops. Hello.
Phone call.
It's the Shell Answer Man. Phone call. Line 3.
And if they do, can you tell me which of the ones that do and do not allow children, and if they do not allow children, what's the minimum age? I think Victoria and Albert's the only restaurant on Disney World property that does not allow children. Is that correct?
Did they ask for dinner shows?
Anything, basically any restaurant takes 2 dining service credits.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the only thing that doesn't is Victoria and Albert's. But actually, Victoria and Albert's isn't on the dining plan, is it?
They're not. Nope. No. Not that I know of.
It's on the standard plan. It's on the deluxe plan.
There you go. So
it's not on. Yeah. So 2. No, but I mean, there's some places that you probably don't feel like bringing the kids to. Like Citrico's, I don't know if I would bring.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Next email is from Nick Phillips of Vincennes, Indiana. Thank you for the pronunciation, Nick. Hey, gang. During a recent trip in March, we spent quite a bit of time with our 2-year-old at the Flower and Garden Festival playgrounds outside Mouse Gear and near the Germany Pavilion. I'm pretty sure these playgrounds don't stay in place year-round, and I've noticed from pictures from years past that there are different playgrounds from different years. My question is, do you guys know what becomes of these playgrounds once the festival ends? Are they donated to a worthy cause, or do they end up in the same fate as the wand from Spaceship Earth? By the way, there are a few moments with the 2-year-old where I looked at my wife and said, we should have listened to Scopa, but those were far and few between. It was a wonderful trip. Also, enjoyed meeting you all at a podcast odyssey. Keep up the good work. I'm pretty sure they go nowhere, probably to the dumpster in the back.
I don't...
Usually when they do like those charity stuff, you hear about it in the news. Scopa?
Yeah, as far as I know, I haven't heard anything, and I think you're right, Matt. I think we all have contacts, and we're all on distribution lists. We would have heard something about this. I have not heard of any. Any donations to any. Not that there wouldn't be, but yeah. I'm not aware of any. No.
Next email is from Tim Kaufman of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Long-time listener, but first-time caller. Thanks for the awesome podcast. Please tell Len we love the New Color Companion to Walt Disney World. We loved it so much that we bought a copy for my brother and his family, and their 5-year-old daughter wouldn't put it down when it came.
Oh, thank you.
My wife and I have visited Walt Disney World with our kids and extended family twice in 3 years during our summer months. However, over New Year's, my wife and I will be taking our first childless trip to Walt Disney World. We'll be staying off-property using our parents' timeshare at Wyndham Bonnet Creek. We'll be there for 1 full week starting December 29th. We want to enjoy all that Walt Disney World has to offer during Christmas and New Year's. What are some not-to-miss things during this holiday season? What are restaurants we might want to enjoy without the kids? What special decorations might we see outside the parks that at the different resorts?
Man, I think the things that you want to see in the studios, Osborne lights, you definitely want to see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There, you also want to see there's a snow effect that they do with bubbles that's really cool. There's usually special merchandise around Christmas, holiday themed stuff. That's always fun. In the week between Christmas and New Year's in the Magic Kingdom, there are special shows that are themed.
Right.
That's also good too.
I'll also recommend episode 200 of WW Today, where it was Len's Excellent Adventure, which was a trip Len took in December after Christmas.
Yeah.
Episode 196, The Candlelight Processional. Episode 171, Holidays Epcot. These are old episodes, but I think most of the information here still holds up. Episode 339, Holiday Happenings at Epcot. Those are some good episodes to kind of cut your teeth on in terms of that time of year. Also, we've talked about quite at length some of the stuff that goes on at the resorts. You definitely want to check out the resorts. Do a lot of resort hopping, especially among the deluxe resorts. Time for, I think, one last email here. And our last email is from... Who's our last email from? Well, it was going to be either this one or this one, and Brett already got one in. So sorry, Brett from New Hampshire. You'll get it next time. Last email today is from Joe Carvalho of Danvers, Massachusetts.
Joe.
Writes in episode 691, where you review the Richard Petty driving experience, I hear someone in the background asking Annette a question. It's about 10 minutes and 48 seconds into the podcast. The question was... They were the ones that didn't drink. I assume it was a cast member that doing the asking. Unfortunately, I didn't make out Annette's reply. I know you guys shouldn't drink and drive, but you guys were just passengers. Are you not supposed to drink prior to going on that ride alone experience? I guess you wouldn't want something getting sick in that car wearing that helmet, right?
Yeah, why not?
There's no rule specifically about it, but it's probably not the best practice out there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, probably not.
Very good. Well, that's going to do it for us today. We should be back on our usual schedule, back on Monday, doing shows that aren't just listener questions, but we appreciate your thought in the process. Of course, want to thank our sponsor, All-Star Vacation Homes. And hey, you're planning that trip to Walt Disney World. You know what? Try something different. Try an All-Star Vacation Home. Just go to the website, allstarvacationhomes.com. Check out what they've got there. You know what? I bet you're going to find something really, really cool there, and you're going to look at the price and you're going to say, wow, that's all it costs? And I can have that for the whole time I'm there and get all this cool stuff for this price. And you know what? It's so close to Walt Disney World that you're just it's gonna say, how do I not stay here? Check them out online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.